All right, we are going to talk lunch today. I find that a lot of people really struggle with making health decisions for lunch. They either aren't eating something, which is not good for us at all, or they're going back to, what a lot of us grew up on, right? Having sandwiches. We really want to stay away from a lot of those processed meats. Some of us are choosing to stay away from dairy and gluten for different health reasons. Or people are maybe having a salad and they find that it's not super filling. So I want to share with you one of the recipes I love to eat for lunch. This could also be a great side dish for dinner. It could be a snack. But again, really focus on getting more and more plant nutrition. So ingredients, some red onions, super simple. We're also going to have a beet. Now, there are different types of beets. You can choose a variety of, whatever. This happened to come in my produce box. This is a golden yellow beet. There are the reddish purple beets. There are white beets. So whatever it is that you find or tend to prefer is totally fine. And you can see it's super easy. All I'm going to do is simply use a vegetable peeler and peel my beet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into cubes. We're going to stick it in the oven at 375 until it gets cooked to the consistency that you like it. So some people like them to still have a bit more of a bite to it. Other people like for it to be a bit softer. But you can see here I've got some cubed beets. I'm simply going to drizzle it with some coconut oil. You could use extra virgin olive oil if that's what you prefer. I prefer the coconut oil. Season it with some salt and pepper. Pop it in the oven. Like I said, it kind of depends on how you like it cooked. I tend to do mine for maybe about 20-25 minutes, and I find that it's ready. The other thing that I'm also going to need is some kale. And super easy, we just want to take this big central vein out. So we're just going to pull the leaves off. I'm going to give them a rough chop. And what we're going to do is we are going to saute up the kale with our onions. So we're going to move over there and get started on sauteing everything up here. So a little trip over. You can see I've got a whole bowl full of kale. Get my pan going. Put in some more oil. I'm going to start with my red onions. Don't need all of these. This is a pretty big red onion. So we're going to get that sauteing up. And I'm going to show you the other ingredient that we will be using as well. So what we're going to do is we're roasting the beets in the oven. We're sauteing up the red onion. Once that gets kind of sauteed, we're going to add in the kale. How long do you cook the kale? It depends. Again, some people like to have it really soft. I like to have mine with a little bit of an extra bite. So just until it kind of wilts down, maybe 8-10 minutes. Then what I have going here, I'll show you, I've got some out, is quinoa. So it's often called a grain. It's actually a seed. It's really great source of protein. It's got good fiber. Think of it as a replacement for rice. So, and it cooks the exact same way as rice. So I have a cup of quinoa in here with 2 cups of water, and you just bring it to a boil and then let it simmer down until all the water is absorbed. Let it rest for a couple minutes. You can fluff it up. So what we're going to do is when everything gets done here, we're going to, in a big bowl, and I like this because this makes enough for me individually to have, oh my gosh, probably four lunches or side dishes of it. We're simply going to mix together our kale and onion that have been sauteed together, the quinoa, the roasted beets, and if you are doing some dairy, what you can do is add in some fresh goat cheese as well. It kind of adds a nice little addition to that. Super simple. Now, find out too how you like it. Some people like it as a cold salad. Some people like it kind of warm. So play around with it, but it's a fabulous lunch. Full of bright colors, and most importantly, full of all of those phytonutrients that your body needs to be its healthiest.